This video is sponsored by Pro One Scaffolding. Now, they are a fully certified, CHAS registered professional scaffolding company. For all your scaffolding needs, please get in contact with www.pro1scaffolding and they will suffice your needs. They're a professional company that secure scaffolding in and around both commercial and domestic situations. So, thanks for watching. Let's get on to the video. Hi guys, welcome to a Walk with Marty at Cobham FC TV. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like, please share, and please comment. It really helps us with the channel. And today I am here with an ex-pro, Mr. Tom Champion of ex-pro.
I haven't been called that for a while. Yeah,
well, it's true.
It's true. Feels like it's been a while. It's only been a couple of years. I haven't been playing, but yeah.
So we're going to get into this, and we are going to talk about this. And these stories, for me, what an honour it is to actually be here with a real ex-professional footballer that has been there, done it, and now has made a full transition into coaching. We're going to come on to that. Tom runs an absolutely awesome coaching company for young children, and my son actually is on it, so I can vouch for it. And he's absolutely fantastic, brilliant program. I love it as well. So without further ado, Tom, I am going to shut up and I am going to let you talk a bit about yourself. So first and foremost, what I always like to go into is a sort of a bit about yourself, where you grew up, just briefly, and then sort of your first dealings with football and how you got into football.
Yeah. So first of all, I grew up in North London.
You're an Arsenal fan then?
I'm Tottenham. Yeah, I know. Should end it there.
Oh, right, that's it. Cut this. Let's do this. Bring this one.
Should have left that to the end, shouldn't I? Yeah, Tottenham fan. Grew up in near Cockfosters.
Okay.
And football for me, my journey into becoming a pro was very different, probably, to a lot. I wasn't in like the professional academy environment until much later. So I kind of played school football at a good level, played county football, all the sort of standard things, going into trials with different development centres and flirting with professional academies, but never went into a professional academy environment. So I was talking about this recently because it was that kind of shaped my football. I was kind of coached by grassroots coaches, I was coached by other parents, and so my love for football was just purely because I just loved playing, and maybe I didn't have that professional level coaching that I maybe wanted to have, but went all the way through school, having not really played to a good standard, but never the professional standard I maybe wanted. And then my professional journey went after I left school. My first professional club was Barnet when I was about 17. I signed a first professional contract at Barnet, and they went on to win the Conference National that year under a manager called Paul Fairclough. Wow. Which was an amazing experience. So that was my first taste of the pro game and what it entailed. Just
quickly, Tom, so when was the first point in this whole experience where you thought, you know what, I want to be a pro footballer? What was it that made you? What was it that you thought, you know, this is what I want to do?
I think, like everyone says, whether I thought when I was young, I don't know if you ask maybe my dad or people that coach, I wasn't probably one that they said, that boy, from the moment he stepped on the pitch, everyone knew he was going to be a professional footballer. I definitely had talent, definitely had some talent, and I was, as most people that played professional, you're your best player in your school team, and then you're your best player in the, but yeah, I wouldn't have said I thought straight away, this is what I'm going to do. It was what I wanted to do, for sure. I had an older brother, played football just after school. It was just that constant football was just part of us, and we played relentlessly. But yeah, I don't know, I can't remember a time where I thought this is what I'm going to do, because like I said, I didn't get into a professional academy environment that some do when they're young, and you think this is my path now forever. I was kind of playing at school and going through that journey, hoping I'd get an opportunity. So when I first signed for Barnet, and that was my first taste of it, and looking back now, my contract was absolute peanuts. I was 17 years old, I was living at home, and I was paid, but I was playing football every single day, playing with some unbelievable pros that were, I was in senior kind of changing room environment with some players that had played at amazing level. And Barnet we won the National League that year, or it was called the Conference, whatever.
Vauxhall Conference.
Conference, won it that year, and I was just trying to make my name and make a few appearances, which I did in the league. I think they won the league with a few games to spare, and then that was where we split ways with Barnet, because ultimately I was a young kid, didn't get much game time, and they chose to release me at the end of that year because they were going up into League Two, and
Wow.
there wasn't going to be much opportunity for me. So that was like my decision time then, really, because I could have pursued football, which I wanted to do, but I also had older brother, older sister that went to university, and I knew I wanted to kind of pursue that as well.
Yeah.
So I made a really probably unorthodox decision to go to university. So I've studied full time at Birmingham University for a degree.
What did you study?
Studied sports science.
Okay. Coming in handy now then, yeah?
Yeah, but like I think I always say I had the like mum and dad's words ringing in my ear that you wanted something to fall back on and blah blah, and the education side of it, and was football going to be, because then I had no guarantee I was going to make it, although I wanted to. So probably now looking back, it was great, because load of people thought you kind of given up on because you go, typically if you're going to university and studying full time, you're not going to find your way back into the pro game. So at that moment I was like, well, I'm choosing that, but I was like determined I'm not going to finish. I played semi-professional football the whole time I was at university. Wow. I played for Bishop Stortford. And that's Martin Hayes was the manager, ex-Arsenal.
Arsenal. Yeah. He was the man before Alan Smith, Paul Merson. He was there in the 80s, early 90s. Yeah,
I think he was part of a bit of quite a successful.
Yeah, he was very successful Arsenal team, massively. Yeah.
So he was the manager there. I had a really good relationship with him. But I used to. It's mad now looking back, because I studied full time at Birmingham, played for their university team. But I'm so keen to stay in the game at like non-league level, highest level I could possibly play whilst being at uni. So I'd come down from Birmingham to Bishop Stortford, play a game on a Saturday, which would never be able to happen now. Like I didn't train with them.
Yeah.
Came down, the manager just sort of trusted me that I'd stay fit and played me in the games, and then I'd go back up to Birmingham all week and then do it. And I did it every weekend for 3 years whilst I was at Birmingham. So it's little things like that I look back, it's like I could have just got into the uni life. Yeah. Enjoyed the uni life and maybe left it all behind, but I just was relentless, just carried on doing it, hoping that, maybe it would lead somewhere. And we had a really good team. Bishop Stortford played in the Conference South then. Yeah. Some of the players that came through that team, there was like Danny Green, who went on to have a good career, Steve Morrison, who was Premier League, played for Wales, like that's an unbelievable group of players. And it was through kind of staying in that circuit, I moved on to the non-league. I played for Dartford. And Dartford at the time, we got promoted into the National League, and I was still sort of doing the juggle of studying, playing football on the side. And then it was really only when I left university that I was like, right, I've got to go into the big wide world, get a job, but I want to still play football. Yeah. So at that time I was at Dartford, who again, they were the only part-time team, or one of the only part-time teams playing in the Vauxhall Conference or the National League now, against the likes of Luton and big teams.
So just quickly, sorry to interrupt you. So those of you who don't know, what's your position?
So I was a centre back, always growing up. Right-sided centre back growing up. Yeah. And then around the time I started playing for Dartford, they chucked me into midfield for a game. Okay. And then I played centre midfield, holding midfielder for probably the next 12 years of my career. Literally one game, it was like, right, try you out in there. And I absolutely loved it. And I was gutted really when I was young. I didn't hone my, just play that position.
So you're the Makalele 6.
I was like, when it was fashionable to have just
breaking up,
almost, exactly, just that
distributing, spraying it around.
Central midfielder that just broke everything up past the creative players. It was like, so from Dartford, and then I had a really good year at Dartford in the year that I think we finished maybe 7th or 8th in the National League, and that was when all the other teams were Grimsby's and Luton's and big teams. And that's when Cambridge came in for me, or approached me at the end of that season. And Cambridge were in the same league, but were a much bigger club, and it was a professional full-time environment.
So on that note, you speak about Luton. One place that I always wanted to know what it's like playing at was, what's it like playing at Kenilworth Road?
Yeah, Luton was, and actually at that time, so when I then went to Cambridge. Yeah. And Cambridge and Luton, we had my first season at Cambridge.
Was this on the plastic pitch or the?
No, that was on the grass pitch. Okay. There. Yeah. But Cambridge, we were kind of rivals, not by location, but because we were both battling out at the top of the league. From the get-go, almost, we were right up at the top. Cambridge, we got off to a flying start in the league, in the National League, and they were desperate to get back into the Football League,
Yep.
as were Cambridge. And we just had a breakthrough year, just everything. They pretty much made a brand new team at Cambridge, brought in a whole new set of players, new manager, and we just hit the ground running. So it was us and them all the way through the league. They ended up pipping us with probably 15 games to spare and just went up. They went up automatically and then never looked back. Luton now, you know, like the fact that I was watching them in the Premier League not long ago, they literally went all the way up.
Wow.
And it was pretty much, it started then from them getting back into the Football League. And we finished runners up in the leagues, which meant we had to go into the playoffs. Got to the playoff final at Wembley and won the playoff final.
What's it like playing at Wembley?
Amazing. I've played there 3 times, which I was talking to
Have
Craig.
you played at the old?
Not the old Wembley. It was the new Wembley 3 times. Yeah. And
wow, what an experience! 90,000 seater stadium.
Yeah, it's insane.
England's main focal point of a stadium. What's that like? So obviously, I want to know about the changing room experience.
Yeah.
Going into that, you're coming into the stadium. You're in the changing rooms, getting changed, preparation, etc., and then coming out onto the pitch. Please run us through this.
Yeah, unbelievable. Honestly, I think there's so many players like that played, you know, much higher levels that have never got a chance to play at Wembley. So to played there 3 times was insane. The first time was the FA Trophy final, and back then the FA Trophy final was in like March.
Yeah.
And then we got to the playoff final in the league in kind of May. So we hit the trophy final was almost like the warm up to the promotion final, which was the biggest one.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had that experience, we kind of got the wow factor of Wembley almost out the way. And we played a team that wasn't expected to get to the final in the FA Trophy, and we beat them 4-0.
Wow. So
it was like a dream day out at Wembley, but it was like, looking back now, it was like the perfect warm-up to playing there again. It was only a few months later. So it had that, playing twice in the space of 4 months. We won both games. So it was almost like a double winning season for Cambridge. It was incredible. And that sounds like cheesy now, but thinking back to the day, the promotion final in particular, because it meant so much to Cambridge, who were a big team, but they were like a sleeping giant waiting to like go there. And they had a massive turnout at Wembley to get up. And just the feeling after that final whistle, we won the game 2-1.
Is it like walking out through the tunnel, packed stadium, everyone's there?
Yeah,
it's that occasion. Family. It's that occasion.
Yeah.
You're talking about a final. You know, there's a lot riding on it. What's that like?
It was unreal. Like roasting. I remember roasting hot day, walking out. It's surreal. I think you feel sometimes like it's pinch me moments. You know, you look back. Wow. It's often like afterwards. You know, I remember even finishing the game and all the celebrations, and people were sending me pictures on the pitch, and you almost, it's that out of body experience. You kind of like, you live in it, but you want time to freeze still and just take it all in. But it was pretty much everyone I knew was there in the stadium. You know, friends, family. Unbelievable atmosphere, and just the party went on for a while at Cambridge after we all went back up to Cambridge.
So I've done my research, right, and I know that you played against a few top players. We're talking Wayne Rooney's, Edison Cavani, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Alexander Lacazette. Come on. Tell me a story. Tell the viewers. Everyone wants to know.
So there's so the highlight, probably those highlight moments. So the Man United one was again playing for Cambridge. We got to the 5th round of the FA Cup in my second year at Cambridge, and plucked Man United out of the hat. I still remember I was sitting in my flat watching the draw, and my wife's side of the family, big Man United fans. So all the, is it going to be? And literally watching the draw, and we were first name out, Cambridge. And I was disappointed we were at home. I wanted a big away ground, big draw. And then the next one was Man United. Wow. And it was, unbelievable. I remember, obviously, phone went off, all my wife's family messaging me. So it's incredible. And it was when Van Gaal was manager.
Yep.
And the likes, Di Maria, Falcao, all of those boys. And because they weren't doing great in the league at the time, they played pretty much all the big boys other than Rooney in the first fixture.
Wow.
So we played them at Cambridge and drew 0-0. And it was, again, talk about moments, like even to play against those players. I was captain and played alongside Michael Carrick, who was captain Man United, and he was one of my idols. So it was like...
He was a top baller. Top.
Honestly,
top
people
manager.
Don't realise how, honestly, I thought he was one of my all-time favourite players anyway. He played for Tottenham, who I supported, but he was... And to play against him and see him, I played midfield, he played midfield, absolute class.
So how good was Aubameyang?
And yeah, good story about Aubameyang. We played in a pre-season friendly. I was playing at Boreham Wood, and they had a relationship with Arsenal. So we played pre-season fixtures every year against Arsenal. And again, this one was when Unai Emery had just come in. I think it was actually his first competitive game was a pre-season game against us. So all the players, it was like new manager. So we thought they might take their foot off the gas and they'll all come and just sort of tippy-tappy. They'll keep the ball. We won't touch it, but they'll just, they won't be bothered. And I don't know if it was because he was there, but they were just at it. It was like they were playing a Premier League match.
Wow.
And Aubameyang scored a hat-trick within about 9 minutes. It was one of those that you're playing, you're so used to play. He got the ball, was outside the box, and you kind of let him shoot, and he put it in the top corner. And the next one, with his left foot, top corner, and we're like, wow, no one had got near him, and he had scored 3 goals. So that was a funny one, because sometimes you might play against those players, and you think, you might hold your own a little bit for a bit because you're playing against them for a short amount of time and you do well. But that was one that he was just frightening, unbelievable.
Well, look, Tom, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and fantastic stories. And guys, if you like what you heard, this is just a small snippet. We're actually going to sit Tom down. He doesn't know it yet, but we're going to sit him down and we're really going to go into depth in his career, and we're going to open up some other stories and stuff like that. So please stay tuned. And Tom, I'm going to give you an opportunity now to plug your business, because this is, I said earlier on in it, my son Marty, he comes down here on a Saturday morning. It's a fantastic business. The coaching is second to none. They're awesome. All the coaches are lovely. They're all CRB checked, and they're all on their game. They understand the game. I know a few of them personally, and you couldn't ask for a better bunch of coaches if you are looking to bring your children down here to educate them in football. So Tom, please explain to the viewers.
Thank you very much. Yeah, perfect plug, mate. Cheers.
Good like that.
Yeah, the company's called Champion Pro Soccer. It's something that I transitioned out of after playing. I'd started off as a side-time hustle and then became my full-time job. So for the last couple of years, I've been running it and trying to grow it as much as possible. So we offer all the kind of different types of services. We run a Saturday morning club, obviously due to our partnership at Cobham. So that's for the youngsters aged 4 to 7 that kind of feeds into the Cobham teams here. We run a Wednesday night development centre down here on a Wednesday, 5 till 6. We have obviously part of the team training programme. We're overseeing a lot of the coaching that we do down at Cobham. And then we run all sorts of after school football sessions in local schools. All sorts now. We do it all from toddlers all the way through to teenagers, and trying to grow it has been really fun, because obviously, it's my full-time passion now. So it's been brilliant. Finding the right coaches and getting the right personalities is really hard. But
and how can they get in touch with you?
So my website's championprosoccer.com. Social media, Instagram and stuff, Champion Pro Soccer. Find us on that. Get in touch if you're interested in any additional coaching. Like I said, we've got sessions for all different ages, and it's all local. Obviously Cobham, but we've got sessions mainly Walton, Hersham, Esher, that kind of way.
So if you want to turn your child into a champion pro baller, get in touch. Tom, you've been an absolute legend.
Thanks,
I really appreciate you coming down here and spending your time with us. It's fantastic. Guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like, please comment on the content. I hope you enjoyed this. Plenty more to come. Thanks for watching. I'm Marty. That's Tom. Take it easy.